Welcome to Kletus Roadside Service. I'm your host, Kletus, and I'm driving. I'm in St. Joe right now. It's already one o'clock. We're leaving St. Joe with my second load. Everything went fine. Surprisingly, I was a little worried that the offload wasn't going to go well for the first one, but everything came off really good. Again, we're driving the Kenworth T880 today. I got a 53-foot walking floor trailer. It's usually used for like fluff and stuff, but and I'm hauling pallets of old or I don't know what. There's something wrong with it. Either it's old, overstock, or whatever it is of like soybean nutrient stuff. And I guess like every single box, just one box, is worth like $2,000 is what they sell it for to farmers or whoever. And yeah, I have a whole trailer full, so it's kind of insane how much I'm throwing away, but I'm supposed to throw it away. And yeah, earlier it was bags of there's a highway patrolman. He decided to turn once he saw me. Hopefully, not because of me. Hopefully, he just wants to go to the bank. Oh, he actually got into the onto the shoulder here. All right, well, we'll see if he's after me. I don't know what he's doing over there. Today's my birthday. Hooray! 34 years old. I don't know. Some days I feel like I'm still 20. Other days I feel like I gotta be at least 40. But I don't know. I guess I fit right where I'm supposed to be, right in the middle. I either feel too young or too old. I'm right in the middle here. Um, but I got I guess I am kind of old because on my birthday I called Wells Fargo to try to figure out what the hell's going on with my car title. The car's paid off. Give me the title back. They said, "Oh, we mailed it to you." Like, you mailed me the title? They're like, "Yeah, we mailed it to you." I'm like, okay, well, did not get it or something. They're like, "Is this the address?" I'm like, "Sounds like my address, but I don't know. I don't know. It didn't come here." Or, you know what I think happened is we get offers from probably Wells Fargo in the mail and just toss them out. I didn't even really realize it was through Wells Fargo. I don't know. Maybe I'm the fucked up one. But yeah, I don't know. They said they're going to send me another one. So that's cool if they are. I don't know. I guess to kind of catch other people up, me and my wife, we had performed I think, a Chapter 13 bankruptcy, which was a process. It was a 5-year process, and that's not a Chapter 7. I believe a Chapter 7 is the one that wipes everything out and you don't have to pay. A Chapter 13 is totally different. They lump everything together, take away all of the interest that you'd be paying, and you still pay it for everything, but no interest. And some people will fall off. Some little things will fall off here and there. Wow, you're close as fuck to me, brother. Jet trucking. Um. So yeah, I mean, we made big payments for 5 years. It was, well, I guess they weren't super big, but for 5 years we had our house payment, which is I think $1,000. Luckily, we bought our house when we bought our fucking house. I can tell you right now, we probably wouldn't be in this nice of a house if we tried to buy right now. But we bought our house back whenever, and it's about 1,000 to 1,200 a month, right around there. I don't know. I think we just I think it just went up a little bit, and then yeah, our bankruptcy payment was like $1,000 every month on top of that. We didn't have, I guess call that your car payment, but we were struggling. We had a lot of credit card debt and stuff that we had accrued. And tell you right now, we do have, well, we have secured credit cards right now. I guess I'm kind of getting into the weeds here too much, probably giving out too much personal information, but we have secured credit cards. So I'm like, hey, we're done with the fucking credit cards. But then we're like, well, we need to build our credit back up. So we have like $200 credit cards or whatever, nothing, and even if we do, we mess up with those, it's only $200. Like we can always get that paid. But other than that, we have no debt. So automatically, like some people, I don't know. I'm just I think that's why we're struggling, is because we have no debt. We pay for everything up front, basically. Sometimes we do like those affirm payments and stuff, but and my wife really loved using those. She's like, "Oh, this is only $12 a month. Oh, this is only $20 a month. Oh, this is only $5 a month." And I'm like, "Hey, this shit's adding up. Like, stop." So but now we're down. I think we have one that we did, and well, I think we're gonna start up another one of those things. So I guess we will be kind of in debt a little bit here, a little bit there, whatever. But nothing like what we were. So it feels good. Like whenever we get all our bills paid, it's like, okay, we owe nobody anything except for the house, and property tax and all the shit you can never get rid of. But what was I saying? I don't know. I was in the laundry room the other day, and I talked about this a while back. My water heater is about to fucking just flood the basement, I think. It's not going to be good. So I got to get something done, and it's got to be quick. I mean, I've been talking about this for a while, and my buddy, my AC buddy, oh, shit, rock right to the windshield, and it cracked. I think this truck just got this windshield. I'm pretty sure this truck just got this fucking windshield. And now there's a big fucking crack right in the fucking middle. Fuck you, Jet Trucking! You're the one that threw the rock at me, you fuckhead! I can't believe it. Cannot believe it. Ah, man, now I'm totally lost on what the fuck I was talking about. Anyways, we need to get a water heater, and we can't really afford to outright buy a fucking water heater. That's not something that we are equipped for right now. But we can do like a payment situation for that. I guess we were gonna do it a month ago or whatever, but we never ended up doing it. I don't know. It's like, wife, it still works. We still got hot water. Why do anything? But it's like, that thing's gonna fucking go out. Like, I don't know. Wife doesn't seem too worried about it. I'm like, listen, you're gonna want fucking hot water. You're gonna want it. So we need to do something. And I want to do one of those infrared tankless water heater thingies or whatever the fuck it is. And I don't know. But yeah, we're getting really close to that thing flooding the basement, and my basement's finished. Look, I just cleaned it, so I guess if it does flood the basement, it wouldn't be too hard to go down there and rip up the carpet real quick and get it clean. I don't know. That's going to be a lot of water on the ground. There is a drain there, but I don't think the drain really drains all that quick. It does drain, but not very fast. So, yeah, well, what I was saying was my buddy, my AC buddy, he came over, he worked on my AC a long time ago, and then he came over to do like an inspection on it or something. And I don't know. He's like, I got some extra filters. I'll bring you one over and I'll put it in or something like that. And he's like, brother, you need to get a new water heater like before Christmas. And then that was 2 Christmases ago, and now it's Christmas again. So yeah, we got another 3 years out of that old junker. Kind of nice. But I really don't think it's going to last very much longer. And there's nothing in the laundry room. The laundry room is not carpeted or anything. It's just bare concrete. But the water that you would see on the floor used to just be one stream going straight down into the drain right there, and now it's a big area and not looking good. Not looking good at all. So I don't know. I need to do something. I really need to do something quick. And luckily, I got another buddy that is good with stuff. We just got to get together and figure out when he can come over and help me do it, because I can't. I could probably do it by myself. I don't want to do it by myself. I want somebody that knows what it's supposed to look like, because I'm not a pipe fitter. I'm not a water technician, whatever the fuck they're called. And he's a jack of all trades. He can do anything and everything. Just give him the tools and the parts, and he will get it done. So I know you're listening. You're gonna hear from me real soon, okay, bud? Probably tonight before this is out to the atmospheres. I really didn't think I was going to record today. I was like, it's my birthday. I'm not going to listen to any podcasts. I'm not going to record. I'm just going to listen to music that I thoroughly enjoy and have a great day. And then Joe Rogan posted up another episode. I started to play it, and I was like, nah, I'm going to go ahead and record. I'm just throwing all my shit out the window. But no, today, woke up, my kids, both of them, greeted me with a happy birthday. Thank you, Mama, for reminding them. And gave them both hugs before I left. But, took a little longer than I should have. I showed up a little bit behind to work. But all I had to do today was do 2 loads. And it's noon, and I'm already almost done with my second load. So I think we're doing all right. But, yeah, I had to get in. I had to find a truck that's not 304. 304 is our 12-speed automatic. The PTO is shit in that truck. So we just hooked that up to the dry van that we use the pallet jack with, and everything works great. Nobody complains. Truck runs great. Kind of, not really, but truck does what it needs to do. And so I showed up this morning, and the truck that I had used previously on the day before with the walk-in floor trailer that uses hydraulics, has a PTO and everything, that truck was gone. Somebody had snagged it, so I had to find another truck that had a good PTO in it. And so I grabbed the one that was hooked up to the low boy, but the battery was dead. The truck sat outside for a while. I mean, I don't know. I got 14 volts now, and it wasn't that dead before. And I don't know. Usually these trucks, they sit for a while sometimes. So I don't know. This thing's got some sort of a small parasitic draw. Could be the Geotab, like the truck tracking system that's always on. But it should have like a little solar panel that runs that entire thing. So I'm not sure. Until the truck turns on, I guess it'll send power to it. So like if the trucks get stolen or whatever, we can always track them. So anyways, I had to do a little bit of truck shuffle. I had to get a battery charger, and then I got hooked up to the trailer that I wanted, but that trailer had a pallet jack in it, and I can't do this job with the pallet jack. So I had to get rid of the pallet jack and the barrel dolly out of the truck, plus all the straps. And then I had to get the other tools put in there, which is a broom and a rock bar, because sometimes the pallets get stuck. You got to use a rock bar. You'd rather have it than not have it. And those are easy things you can just grab out of the back of the trailer to do your offload. But the pallet jack and all that shit, those are really fucking heavy, and I don't want to have to load them up by myself. Because I tried the other day, and it was rough. It was a rough deal. Those pallet jacks are heavy as fuck. I don't know exactly how much they weigh, but they're way heavier than they look. Getting out of the trailer ain't too bad, but getting it in is not good. And I hit the road. I hit the scale. The scale waved me on through. They didn't even weigh my trailer. They just weighed my tractor and said, "You're good." Usually, they still have you weigh everything, even though they can tell you're empty by the time you roll in there. But got a green light from the scale. Got up here. Got loaded. Loading took a little longer than expected, and I showed up a little later than expected. But then the guy also anticipated I'd be back later. And so all those things worked in my favor that I was able to, because I was like, if unloading goes wrong, yeah, it's going to take a long fucking time. So let's just hope offloading goes well. I swept the trailer out before I got my first load, so hopefully everything will be all right. So I went ahead and I stopped off, and I got Dunkin' Donut. Not donut. I didn't get any donuts, but I did get a sandwich. And I threw half the bread away. So I'm doing a low carb-ish diet now. I don't know. Until the holidays are over, I'm giving up on the shit because it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I'm going to eat good stuff that I'm not supposed to have on the carnivore diet. So right now I'm just trying to do a slightly low carb diet and then high carb on the holidays or whatever it is. And then I'm gonna start the diet back up. I promise I will. But right now, I'm just kind of quitting the carnivore deal. I don't know if maybe we got some new listeners out there. I was doing a carnivore diet, and it worked out really well. I lost. Let's be safe and say I lost 35 to 40 pounds. What I usually tell people is 50, but 35 to 40 pounds, just to be safe, so I'm not like steering anybody crazy. I lost it quick, and then it kind of stalled out, and I was kind of getting down about myself, and I probably just need to work out a little bit, but I do physical things that work, and I count that, but I don't think it really counts. I don't really get sweaty at work sometimes. Sometimes it's just like lifting up some boxes here and there. It's nothing really exhilarating or whatever, but I don't know. What I'd like to get to whenever I start the diet up hardcore again is do the diet only meat and animal products. No bread, no pasta, no bioengineered fucking bullshit, whatever the fuck it is. GMOs, I don't know. Just try to stick to just meat, eggs, cheese, no milk. I don't know. I guess milk could probably go in there, but and anyways, start with Thanksgiving, and even before that, I kind of gave up a little bit on it, but I kept saying I was still doing it, but I don't know. I've kind of really lost my way. Anyways, I ate fucking Dunkin' Donuts. I ate the fucking bread. Okay? I got a call from a guy, so that's why the podcast just shut off real quick. Yeah. I don't know. I had really good results with that diet, so I definitely like it. I want to do it. I felt really good with it. When I first had started it, I was off of coffee. I was off of 5-hour energies. I was off of like everything. I felt great. I had crazy, energy. It was awesome. And then I kept cheating here and there. And I think I just kept I would get close to being in ketosis or some shit like that. And then I'd knock myself right back out by eating, a cookie or something. I don't know. And then I started adding a little bit of sugar to my coffee, and then I started drinking all this fucking sweet tea, and it got out of control, and it's still out of control, and it's going to stay out of control for a little bit. Okay? Let's get the holidays over with. But I did switch back to just straight black coffee. I'm black coffee. It does its job. I actually don't like the taste of it, but there's something about it that I just like. And I've been drinking less sweet tea lately, but I had a glass last night. So, whatever. But I am doing way better than I had before. I mean, before I would eat probably, I mean, it wouldn't be crazy for me to eat an entire pizza 2 nights in a row if we had ordered. We would never order pizza in 2 nights in a row, but I would eat 2 cheeseburgers one night. I'd eat a whole pizza the next day. I'd eat 2 plates of spaghetti the next day. I was constantly eating a massive amount of carbs every single day. So, yes, I'm not sticking to the plan now, but I am still conscious of it and doing good, except for on those holidays. I'm going to eat as much pie, as much rolls, mashed potatoes, French fries, whatever the fuck they're cooking, I'm eating it, okay? And I'm not going to give up on it. And then today's my birthday, so I think we're going to go out to eat, and we're just going to go somewhere that's good, and I'm going to eat what I want to eat, okay? But yeah, I don't know. We're staying steady at my weight. I'm fluctuating. I haven't been down into the 240s yet, which I know that's still fat as fuck. I know, but I'm right above it. I'm like at 255. Still a heavy motherfucker. I still look fat, but you should have seen me before. I was bumping up to 300. I never hit 300, but I was bumping so close up to 300. It was ridiculous. I was so fucking heavy. I'm a big fat guy, but I don't have fat hands. Okay? My hands are not fat. Look at my fingers. They look like that could be a 180-pound man hand. That's a nice hand. I'll tell you that right now. That is a nice hand. Nails are cut. Dirty fingernails. This hand is good. It doesn't have any scars on it. This one has a bunch of scars all over it. Fucking car crash. That one's from Pick and Pull. I went there and I grabbed a jagged piece of metal out of the way and I tried to toss it off to the side, and it was a little bit bigger than I had expected when I threw it. It fucking sliced the fuck out of my hand. The rest of those are car crash. You want to hear about the car crash? All right, I'll give you a quick rundown on the car crash. I'm not going to do the long story. If you want to hear the crash story, go back and look for the one that says the crash story, and you can hear the entire crash story. But I was in a Camaro. We were driving. I was in the back seat, passenger side. Camaros don't have good back seats. The seatbelt was fucked up. If you want to know more about that, go listen to that. And we were driving with 2 buddies, and we went 130 miles an hour into a fucking telephone pole and flipped. And upon flipping, I was slingshotted out the back window, landed 80 feet into a field on my back in poison ivy at night. And I got up and I ran to the highway. There's a lot more to the story, so go check that other one out. But I was fucking catapulted, and I ran away from the scene. Don't touch me! That's what I was screaming the whole time. Don't touch me! I thought I was blind. I thought I lost my eyeball because my whole forehead was split open. My arm was split open. My hand was split open. It was a fucked up night. I was 16 years old. So that was a long time ago. But that's a good looking hand, the other one. That one that's got scars on it, it looks cool as fuck. But the other one is just a good hand. How do your hands look? Look at your hands. Tell me about them. Do you have fat man hands? Do you have bear mitts? Are they? I got hair all over my, not all over my hand. It's not super thick hair. Anyways, you guys don't want to hear about my fucking hairy ass hands, okay? Got loaded, got offloaded. So this walking floor trailer, there was I didn't realize, like, there's a setting on there that says it's like an accelerator is what it says. So you turn on the walking floor and it moves, and there's this green lever that says accelerator on it, and it would just change up the cycle a little bit, and it would help, like, if pallets were getting stuck, you could do that and it would kind of help them get unstuck. But the way these things are getting stuck, it takes a lot to get them unstuck. Like, you got to get in there with a rock bar, fucking fight, cuss, yell, scream, punch, kick, flip over. You get so mad in there, you just get so angry. Trying to get these fucking pallets out of this one area that they get stuck every fucking time. But one day I got it to a certain mode where it was a quick shuffle. It was like chugga, 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 and it shuffled them, and they got unstuck. Like, they had no option but to get unstuck, and I could not figure out how to get that setting. And then today, when I offloaded my first one, I was talking to another guy. A guy that was there delivering fluff, which is like the cushions and the plastic and all the shit out of cars when they get ground up at the metal factory. The fluff stuff, the landfill gets all the fluff and they put it in the liquid hole, because these boxes are all full of liquid. So I go to the liquid pit, and the fluff absorbs the liquid, and they scoop it up and they take it to the landfill. So the landfill doesn't get a bunch of liquid at it. Anyways, there's a fluff truck, and the fluff trucks also use a walking floor trailer. The whole thing's full of fluff, and it just walks out the back, and it falls out into the pit or into a pile or whatever. And I was like, hey, man, you know probably more about these walking floor trailers than me. What is the accelerator? He's like, I don't fucking know. So that didn't go anywhere. And I was like trying to explain to him, I'm like, well, mine has this weird lever on the side that says accelerator, and one day I was able to put it in a certain setting where it shuffled really fast, and I think that's what I need to do if I ever get pallets stuck. And then I go look at my trailer, and I'm like, well, what do you know? I got one pallet that's stuck. What the I went over there, and I put the accelerator, and it went to this quick shuffle setting. I don't know what I did differently, but it went to the quick shuffle setting, and the pallet immediately got unstuck. I didn't have to crawl up into the trailer while it's running, fucking try to get it shoved out with a rock bar. It would have been a fucking horrible ordeal. But it wasn't, because I got it to do the quick shuffle. So I'm excited to get back to the landfill again today to figure out if I can get it to quick shuffle again. Well, hopefully just nothing gets stuck, but the likelihood of everything just coming out nice, quick, and easy is very unlikely. It's very unlikely. It's more likely for half of the trailer to get stuck and the other half to fall out, and then me get in there and have fucking 12 pallets that I gotta fucking rock bar, twist, and pull, and push, and knock over, and cuss, and everything to get out of this goddamn trailer. And it'll take me over an hour to offload, when if the walking floor just does it, it takes like 15 minutes. And I tried to tell the bosses this. I'm like, the bolts that hold the walking floor down have wallered out because they move back and forth with a lot of weight on top of them. And if those bolts are ever a little bit loose, they come out, and then they waller out the hole that bolts the floor down, and then they rotate to the side, and the head of the bolt grabs the wooden pallet and does not let the wooden pallet move at all. But apparently with the quick shuffle, it works out great. So that's where I'm headed now, and I'm probably 20 minutes away from the landfill. Gonna go there, gonna see my buddy Brandon. He's fucking cool. He had a square body back in the day. His dad crashed it, poor thing, and then his dad moved to Connecticut or some shit. I don't fucking know. His dad moved away. Connecticut, Texas, Boston, Texas, Austin, Massachusetts, something like that. That was a Tom Green line, by the way. I'm not a dumbass, and neither is Tom Green. It's a funny line. Okay, it's funny. Laugh. Um, we're passion TMC right now. Look at you. You're hauling all kinds of crazy shit, TMC. But I'm gonna go way faster than you, so I'm gonna sneak around your fucking ass. I'm doing 75. Um, and I had Lady Trucker give me a call today. Was it to say happy birthday? No. Actually, I don't really want everybody to know it's my birthday. It's kind of annoying. Not annoying. I appreciate everybody that does say happy birthday, but to have to reply to every single fucking family member that texts me and is like, "Happy birthday, I love you," and I got to send the same thing back to fucking 18 people. Thank you, love you. I will have a good day, or some shit like that. Um, it's just a lot. It's like, all right, it's my birthday. I don't want to play on my. I don't want to have to text every fucking person. You don't want to have a conversation. Maybe you want to have a conversation. I'm willing to call. Call me. Nobody calls me. Lady Trucker called me, but she was just having an issue. She's like, "How the fuck do you get this vac truck to work?" I'm like, I don't know. You run a vac truck. 90% of your job is running a vac truck. Can you try the methods that everybody should know? Like, you should know all of the things. Like, if I have a problem with a vac truck, I ain't calling you. I probably ain't calling anybody. I'm going to sit there and run through all of the methods to get the vac truck to start working before I call anybody. Like, I'm like, is the isolation valve open? She's like, what's that? I'm like, you run a vac truck. You know what the isolation. None of the vac trucks work unless the isolation valve is open. Otherwise, it's just pulling vacuum from that valve to the exhaust, and that doesn't do anything for you. You got to open the isolation valve. You got to let that air escape the tank via the pump. Yeah, and the panel has to be on. If the panel's not on, the isolation valve button doesn't do a fucking thing. Okay? Get in the truck. Make sure that little tailgate lever or whatever the fuck it is, make sure it's in the center position. Turn on your PTO. Get your ass out of the truck. Turn the panel on. There's a panel on button top left. Then at the bottom right, there's the isolation valve button. It should be labeled ISO valve. Click it open. Or on. I don't know. It's labeled one or the other. And then there's a big lever down there at your pump. It says pressure or vacuum. Obviously, middle is neutral, and that's how you neutralize the tank. And it's not pulling any vacuum. It's not putting any pressure. You can just put it in the middle, and that's how you vent the tank most of the time. But the isolation valve has to be open for it to vent. And she's trying to pull vacuum. So push that onto the vacuum, and then turn the pump on. There's 3 levers. One's to open the tailgate, one's to tilt the tank, and the other one's to turn on the vacuum pump. Now, I will say that truck is a little tricky because on the back of it, it has a smart ground. It's a smart ground that's fucking dumb because it will shut the truck. If you turn the smart ground on and hook it up to a grounding area, it'll start flashing green if it's got a good ground. But if it starts flashing red, which it does for no fucking reason, all the fucking time, it will shut the truck down and the truck won't work. So make sure that's just turned off and grab your manual grounding cable and hook that one up if you need a ground, which you always should. We don't sometimes. But I mean, if I'm at the pipeline, I'm grounding. I'm hammering a grounding rod into the ground, and then I'm hooking up the manual ground, and I'm calling it good. Probably safe. So she's like, yeah, everything is set like that, and it's not working still. I'm like, all right, at least we know you've got everything in the correct position. Now there is a special ball. There's a ball. from the isolation valve. The tank goes to the isolation valve to like a 4-inch pipe, and that pipe comes up and goes down into another reservoir. And in that reservoir, there is a ball. The ball, if that reservoir gets full, it will put the ball up against the isolation valve, or the pipe for the isolation, and it will not allow you to do what you need to do. Especially, you're not supposed to drive with the isolation valve open. With a full load isolation valve open, that liquid, it's got another ball inside the tank, but that ball isn't going to stop everything. It's going to stop, like if you roll the truck over or whatever, yeah, that ball is going to go right up to the hole and block it off, but some stuff is going to get by. And if you drive with it open, all that sloshing back and forth, all that liquid will go up into that pipe, down the pipe, into that reservoir, fill that reservoir up, and that ball will seal up against that, and that will also not allow you to have any airflow for your TMC. Did not like that I passed him. TMC is in my mirror. He is over here. I'm doing 75 still, so he decided he was going to do 70, and then I decided I'm going to do 75, and I come around him, and now he's like, I could go 76, bitch. And so now he's over here. He's going to pass me. Maybe not. I don't know. I just slowed down to 73, and he also backed off a little bit. We got this truck in front of me dropping snow from underneath his truck. He must have came from up north. He's hauling something. Holster trucking. And these corners are not too sharp, but sharp enough that I let off the throttle a little bit going around them. Definitely don't want to start tipping this motherfucker. Oh, TMC, you're going to come around me now. Okay, I see how it is. Where was all your fucking speed earlier? Look at that. Look at that. You're not going to... I will fucking race you. I will race you, TMC. Oh, that's actually not the same TMC truck. Okay, well, that would make sense. I was like, how the fuck was he going so slow back there, and then now he's really going to fucking race me? That's a totally different truck. It's not even TMC. That's a big-ass sleeper cab on a fucking Kenworth. So that's not the same guy. I thought it was. I was like, really, bitch? Anyways, let me finish my thought here. So there are 2 reservoirs. Actually, with that truck, there are 3 reservoirs. There are 2 for used oil from the pump. As the exhaust, where the air from the tank is going through the pump uses oil, and there's used oil reservoirs. There's 2 of them. And then it'll drop any oil that goes through it's just oil catch cans is what they are. Those are important to drain, but they will not hinder your ability to pull vacuum, because if they get too full, it's just going to spit oil out the exhaust. It's not going to really affect too much. And then there's the other reservoir where the air comes through first. It's also got another reservoir with the drain valve on the bottom. And if you drive with a full load, that ball, and if it's a dirty load, like nasty shit, water or whatever it is, the ball can get stuck up. So really, all you got to do is drain that tank. And then if you have a screwdriver or something you can stick up in that valve, you can hit the ball. And if you hear the ball, it's not stuck. If you can't hear the ball, it's probably stuck, and you need to turn on pressure for just a second until that ball drops. Now I have low fuel. Motherfuckers didn't fill this truck up. That guy's hauling granite. Yeah, I took this truck off the lowboy this morning, and the fucking their trucks are supposed to be full. I just hadn't noticed the gauge, and it was only half full this morning. So I was like, "What the fuck? Am I gonna have to stop and get fuel?" But I'm so close to my destination that getting fuel is not gonna make any sense. I still have plenty. I should, and if I don't, that's gonna be a problem. Because there is one truck stop nearby. Anyways, yeah, just make sure that ball is free and that tank is empty. And while you got your bucket down there, might as well drain out the oil catch cans also. Just because obviously whoever used it before you didn't drain those fucking tanks. And those tanks are supposed to be drained wherever you offload. So I told her all that, and I haven't heard anything back from her. So, but I'm just like, you run a vac truck all the time. This is not different than anything else. It's the same situation as a truck and a trailer vac trailer. It's just smaller and on one truck. So, like, I don't know why you're having trouble figuring this out. Like, what she should have said is, I've done all those things, and it's still not working. And in that case, I don't know. I had that problem once before, and it was because the manhole lid on the top, if it's got all wing nuts on it, it doesn't really matter if they're even tight, because that manhole lid will get sucked down to the tank, and even if it's loose, it should still seal up. But I had one time. It was a bad situation because I had a one-day load. I needed to get loaded and down to Oklahoma and offloaded, and then turn around and drive as far back towards Kansas City as I could. I was actually in Missouri to grab a second load, and then then I could relax. But that Monday was rough, and I could not get the fucking thing to pull vacuum. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And I was around a lot of loud machinery, or else I would have heard air getting sucked into the tank by the manhole lid. You can hear the air leak clearly, but it was really loud where I was, so I had to give up on that load. Well, I didn't give up on the load, but I hurried up and I drove back to the shop, had the mechanics look at it. They immediately found that the manhole lid wasn't tight. And I felt like a complete dumbass. But I'm like, that shouldn't even be a problem. Like, the amount of vacuum this thing pulls should suck that lid down. And that lid isn't like off. I mean, obviously it was off center a little bit, but it's hard to even get those lids to be off center and get all the wing nuts on there. So I don't know. I don't know. It was a problem. So, I mean, everybody has issues. Maybe her situation is the same thing, but she said she had already used the truck the day before and already hauled a load with it. Nobody's touched the truck, so I'm like, well, I'm thinking you drove with the fucking isolation valve open, filled up that tank with nasty shit, maybe left it outside, the ball got froze up, and now you're just fucked. I don't know. If the liquid in that isolation valve catch can gets frozen in there, you're gonna have to wait till that shit thaws out before you can do anything. So anyways, called her, talked to her, and stopped off and got me that sandwich and a cup of coffee. I just finished the cup of coffee now, but I'm right down the street from the landfill, so shouldn't take too long to get offloaded if I can get it to the fast shuffle. And then the shop is like 20 minutes down the road, so perfect. Perfect time to run out of fuel. I guess I have to have the truck running to perform the PTO job. So I was gonna say I could shut the truck off when I get there, but I cannot. I'm gonna have to turn the truck on and rev it up. But we should be fine. We should be fine. Bold transportation. I don't want to pass you on the right, but why are you not in the right lane? You should be in the right lane if you're going that slow. Um, yeah, so I guess I accomplished something today. I got my title. My title will be coming back to me in a few weeks, possibly a month. And then I can, because I want to get the car cleaned up, take pictures of it, and sell it. And I'm thinking I'm going to do that one of these days while there's not a lot of snow on the ground, so I can wash it, clean it, take good pictures of it, and then save those pictures so whenever I am ready to sell it, the car looks nice and good. And then if somebody wants to come look at it, obviously I'll throw a vacuum in it, clean it up real quick. I'll tell you that right now, I fucking reached my head in there and to grab my bag this morning. Like, I don't know why. I guess it was cold, but once it heated up, it smelled like fucking ass in there, like my ass. Like I farted right before I got out of the car or something. I was like, boy, this thing needs a fucking wash. This thing is dirty, and shouldn't be a problem. I can clean it with Febreze or something. I don't know. I got a carpet cleaner. Bring the carpet cleaner out there with the handheld wand and throw it in there and try to get the seats cleaned up a little bit, and get the carpets vacuumed and dash wiped down. Like, it's a good looking car. There's some panels on the inside that were like light gray, and I had sanded them down and painted them black, and they are still holding up really good. It looks factory in there. And I'm hoping that whoever comes to look at it has looked at several cruises or whatever, and they just want to look at mine also, and they're going to get in mine. They're going to be like, wow, this one looks way nicer than the other ones. What's different about it? And I'll be like, well, all this shit used to be ugly gray, and now it's all black, and it just looks the way it should. I don't. There's a gray. Everything was gray, and it was only gray stuff in there, and it just did not look good. And now it's all black, and it's got high quality paint. Not really, but apparently because it hasn't chipped off or anything. It's a 6-speed manual, 1.8 liter. I've talked about the issues on the podcast, so I'm not trying to hide anything. But it's got some issues on the dash. The fucking timing belt light has come on once I hit 100,000 miles. It's only got 113 or 14,000 miles on it now. So it technically needs a timing belt, but that's that's like just as expensive as getting a replacement engine. So I'm like, is it worth it? I don't know. Probably not. If the car was worth more than $2,000, it would probably be worth doing a timing belt, but it's not worth timing belt. So it's got a timing belt. It's right now. It's due for an oil change, but I can go ahead and do an oil change on it. So it's got that light going on it, and then also I replaced two of the tires, and when I did, I fucked up the tire sensor on one of them. So now it's saying you have a tire fault, even though there is, the only fault is that the sensor's broke. And I'm at the landfill. Let me get this fucking paper. Let me get my hard hat. Let me grab my phone. And I'll be right back. Alright, that didn't take too long. They were not expecting me to come back with a second load, which is kind of like, what are you talking about? Of course I got 2 loads. I'm surprised I don't have 3 today. But I wouldn't be able to make it back up there for a 3rd load. Well, yeah, no. Nope, would not be able to make it. At the landfill, go up the Snake Road. There's another resident here and gave out her phone number. I remembered the phone number. It was 913 blah 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 blah. And I texted that number and I said, "Is your refrigerator running?" And I'm waiting for a reply back right now. Waiting for a reply back now. I think they were actually throwing away a refrigerator. So she might actually say, "No, it's not running. Can you get me a new one?" But I was hoping that you were going to say, "Yes." I was like, "You better go catch it!" Funny jokes! Funny jokes! Anyways, my refrigerator is not loud, but I can tell when it's running. So if somebody texts me that, I'm like, no, not right now. It's not running right now. Like, it's been closed for a couple hours, maybe even all night. It hasn't, no reason for it to run. It's not running right now. I mean, it's plugged in. What do you mean? What do you mean is my refrigerator running? It's kind of an odd way to even say that. Is your refrigerator cold? Say yes, like, better put a jacket on it. Stupid. Anyways, yeah, let's hope this offload goes well. I might try to film it a little bit. I don't know. I don't know if I will. Maybe I will. And then speed it up and post it up. Maybe. The guy that he called me, the guy that called me just a second ago, he just showed up to the landfill also, which is kind of funny that he called me and then we both are at the scale house at the same time. He's on his last dumpster. He's like, "Hey, this dumpster it goes to a different rental company." I'm like, "Yeah." Does it go to the other rental company? No, it goes to, no. They go, why would, no, no. And, I didn't give him too much fight, but it's like, no, obviously it doesn't go to that rental. Both rental companies are like right across the street from each other. Why would you take the wrong box to the wrong company? Like, what are you talking about? No, just go across the railroad, right across the railroad tracks. It's right there. Look it up. He just thought it was odd that there was 2 different rental company dumpsters out there, and it's like, well, yeah, one rental company didn't have enough dumpsters, okay? I don't know. I've done some stupid ass shit like that before. My fuel is so low. I'm on a steep ass hill, and I hope it doesn't run out of fuel going up the hill because I know all my fuel is at the back of my tank. And I'm behind a very slow truck. Oh man, yeah, my fuel is past E right now. Not in the right way. It's past it. It's emptier than empty. according to this. Let me get up on this flat ground before it starts going chugga 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 chugga, and then I'm just fucked. All right, we're on flat ground now. Is it gonna raise up a little bit? It didn't raise up. It didn't raise up. I don't like the fuel gauge in this truck. I can even go up to the next screen and expand the gauge a little bit more. All right, coming up a little bit. Need the truck to face downhill. There it is. Yeah, well, there's some fuel in there. I think that's going to be enough fuel. Yeah, we're at like a 16th of a tank. We got enough. Fuck, I hope so. Alright. Here's my buddies. Alright, and they gotta clean out the hole a little bit. I think I'll have enough fuel to get back. I think I will. Oh, my grandma texted me happy birthday. Wonderful. Thanks, Grandma. Thank you. Exclamation, exclamation, exclamation. Love you so moolah. But in English. So I said much. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and stop this recording because I'm going to have to go out and do all this shit. Y'all keep all 18 down and take it easy. And I'm going to try to record at least part of the offload process so you guys can kind of get a little glimpse into my life here. Adios. Keep all 18 down. Bye-bye.